This week's parsha, this week's portion that we read in the Torah is vayechi, which means suddenly we find Jacob, our forefather, starting to be alive again. Because for 22 years he was mourning the death of his beloved son, Joseph, who he believed was either dead or kidnapped. And that's after losing his own wife, Rachel, who was his beloved soulmate. That's after suffering for many years and running away from home because of his brother Esau. He was running after him, pursuing him. That's after trying Lavan, who was his father-in-law, tried to uproot everything good and all the Torah that he had. And after his own daughter Dinah was raped by a Gentile. So many, many troubles. And he stands here now before Pharaoh. And Pharaoh in Hebrew is Pera. He is the epitome of the evil inclination. And he asks him, you look very old. Instead of saying, yes, I had very challenging life, very hard life, but I've learned lots of lessons and I'm rich in experience, says, yes, my life was short and bad. God, Hashem, doesn't like this at all. This is not the right lesson that a man of your stature should be telling Pharaoh. You should be telling him challenging and hard, but I've learned my lessons, not harsh, short, and bad. And therefore he punishes him and takes away, for every word that he told Pharaoh, he takes 1 year of his life. You think it's too harsh. So never say it's too bad. Never say my life is bad, my life is short, my life is meaningless. Don't complain. Rather try to find what is the lesson, because God has got nothing against you. Usually we bring upon ourselves the judgment. Why should Jacob, such a beautiful, pure man of righteousness, suffer for 22 years? Well, the answer is simple. It's hiding in plain sight, because he himself wasn't at home for 22 years. 20 years he ran away from home, okay. He built the Jewish people, 12 tribes, beautiful. But then for the last 2 years, when his parents are old and waiting at home for him, at that age, there were no telegrams, no faxes, no cellular phone. Hi, Daddy, I'm coming home. So he waited along the way for 2 long years from being there for his parents. God said, therefore, all the 22 years you didn't want to be there. Therefore, you're going to also suffer your own personal sorrow for 22 years. Not even going to punish you. You have you brought the judgment on yourself. And what you told me about Joseph, that you've been mourning on him for 22 years, well, that's while I'm preparing his own kingdom for your own existence and survival in Egypt. So why are you crying? So I'd like each one of you to think, where in your life this week you can see that this terrible harshness, judgment, something not right, but you're starting to see hiding in plain sight that underneath all this, you can definitely find some hidden light, enlightenment, illumination of God trying to show you that what you thought was evil and bad and harsh actually is going to turn out to the very, very best. God bless you all, and have a beautiful Shabbat Shalom.